All right, now what we're going to talk about is we're going to take Boots here and we're going to demonstrate how to get your horse ready to be ridden and transition between his gaits and to be conditioned to the bit where he's not, I don't want a horse giving me resistance in his mouth and in his neck and in his poll. So as I showed you in my other videos, you got to go back to the original videos and look at how to soften his poll and neck. So I want to be able to have softness like that and release, and I want to be able to obtain flexion in his neck like this, okay? I'm not so much worried about him turning his head all the way back around, but I want him to have this softness. See how he yields to my pressure, okay? So we've established that first. Now, if you don't know how to get that, you got to go back to one of my other videos and it tells you how to soften your horse. So don't skip any steps because you're wasting your time if you do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take Boots and we're going to work on signaling him and showing him in the round pen here how to transition between his gaits, okay? So it's very important for me, for a horse in our schooling process, is that we work on a lot of transitions here. I believe that transitions are the name of the game. That's the difference between a high class and a low class horse, is their ability to go from a walk to a trot, from a stop to a walk, from a trot to a canter, and shift those speeds smoothly and gracefully. So what I do is I start right here like this. And now I've already round penned this horse a lot, so he's very obedient to me in the round pen. And you notice he's not looking around and worried about what everybody else is doing. He's got his eye on me and he's watching me. So when I hold my stick at certain levels, I've already established with him that certain things mean stop, okay, then walk, okay, stop, walk. Now none of this is rehearsed. This is just the first horse I saw tied to the rail today, and I got him, and I'm showing you raw footage here. This is how it's done. We're just, what we're doing is we're getting him to transition between stop and walk. Okay. So now we're going to trot. I'm going to hold this tip of my stick right at about this level right here. So then I'm going to get him to where if I drop my stick, step back, I want him to walk, okay? Walk when I drop my stick. Change direction. And I'm going to, there you go, that's what I was looking for. I'm going to canter. That's a nice canter, and I want you to hear, if you can, the rhythm of the beat of his hooves hitting the ground. Hear that? That's a nice rhythmic canter. He's in cadence. Okay. So now we're going to go back to a trot. Okay. Go to a canter. Trot. Canter. So it's that shifting of gears, so to speak, between trot and canter, walk and trot, and he's a good example for us to look at here on this, where some horses, when they do it, they kind of hop, or they do it kind of sticky and junky. Now watch, I want him to canter. There you go. And he's got the proper lead. Everything's in order, okay? Just like that. And he's not running, he's not afraid of me. He's just very smoothly, rhythmically cantering around. Now if I take a step back, he should, okay. He's gonna trot. Take another couple steps back, hopefully. Come on, let's walk. Come on, walk. I can tell with Boots where he came from, those guys was in a hurry when they did everything. He's a hustle up horse. He's a hustler. Okay, that's good. I see how he's looking at me and coming to me. He wants to be my buddy. That's good. Now let's try it again. Just kind of point where you want to go, and we're going to walk. See, so a lot of people in the round pen, they're just getting their horses tired, just chasing them around in a circle. But really what it's about is getting him to be obedient and getting him to respond to you and your movement. And you're schooling him in the round pen. These guys that are chasing him around, throwing a lariat at him and all this look at me and turn around toward me, all this stuff they're doing, I guess I don't understand some of it, but for me, it's about him learning to look to me for leadership. For me to say, you keep trotting until I tell you to do something else, okay? You keep cantering until I tell you to do something else. You stop when I tell you. You stop when I tell you, okay? Turn when I tell you. So see, I can come back here and keep turning him back and forth, okay? Back and forth to where he's looking for me. Well, what do you want to do next? See, like there, if I'd allow him to run through me, that would have been a disobedient act. So I'm just trying to regulate his speed, see? So you can see when I increase my pressure, he speeds up. So I'm going to want him to trot, so I step back. I'm taking my time, okay? See here? Woo. Woo boost. That's good. Good. So, you know, that's a good example of the beginning stages of this horse transitioning. Don't get on his back and try to teach him transitions until he can do this first. He's got to learn to do it empty before he does it loaded. And it takes a lot of patience and time to discipline yourself to realize that if he can't transition into a canter and get the right leads without a rider on, doing like what we just did in like free lunging, you can call it, well, he can't do it on the end of the lunge line until he can do it here, unhooked first. So then, you know, he can't do it in a 10-foot circle until he can first do it in a 50-foot circle. And then you go to a 30-foot circle. And then before you know it, that horse can canter a 5-foot circle. So you got to take things in stages like that. You have to realize that he's got to learn how to do everything in a circle too. You know, this horse, you know, when he was a baby, all he ever did is go in a straight line from one place to another. He didn't do any circles. So it takes a horse a while to organize themselves to where they can do things in a circle. So he's got to learn to bend his back and to flex and to be supple, because if his back's stiff and his neck's stiff, there's no way he can do anything in a circle. So work on that, and when you can establish this, then we'll go on to the next step.